Welcome to SATV News. This is Tushamin with the headlines. State cannot discriminate against any religion, says Chief Advisor, calls for unity and equality ahead of Durga Puja. Employment remains big challenge, says Finance Advisor. Overall inflation is now more or less stable. Rajuk suffered losses by giving plots to ministers' MP, says Environment Advisor Sayeda Rezwana. Now in details. Extending advanced Durga Puja greetings, Chief Advisor Dr. Muhammad Yunus today said no government has the right to deny citizens their fundamental constitutional rights. He also said that the state cannot discriminate against any religion. The government is obliged to give equal status to all religions, he added. Dr. Yunus made these remarks while visiting Dhakeshwari National Temple to witness the preparation for the upcoming Durga Puja. Dr. Yunus visited the temple to witness the preparations for the Durga Puja and exchange greetings with members of the Hindu community. The Chief Advisor, who is scheduled to reach New York on September 22nd to attend the UN General Assembly, said the visit gave him peace of mind before his departure from Dhaka, as he will not be in Dhaka during the Puja celebration. He further expressed optimism that Bangladesh would continue to march towards progress and prosperity through unity. Finance Advisor Saleuddin Ahmed has said that while unemployment in the country has not taken on a terrible shape, employment remains a major challenge as it is largely depends on private sector activity. He made the remarks while speaking to reporters after chairing meetings of the Advisory Council Committee on Economic Affairs and the Advisory Council Committee on Government Procurement at the Secretariat today. Asked about economists' concern that unemployment may severely affect the economy, Saleuddin said, the adjective they have used is not for this matter. However, employment is a big challenge because employment is created in the private sector. If business and commerce slow down a bit, it will definitely have an effect. It depends on how much support we are giving to business and commerce, he added. In response to another question, he said, business activity was now showing signs of improvement. The advisor pointed to improved tax collection as an indicator. On whether the government will take initiatives to create employment, Saleuddin said, projects are being undertaken to generate jobs at the local level. Advisor to the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Sayeda Rezwana Hassan has said that Rajuk suffered losses by allocating plots to the so-called influential figures, including ministers and members of parliament. Forests were cleared to make way for these plots. When Rajuk prepared the detailed area plan, business group opposed it to protect their interests, she said. She made these comments today during the launch of the World Bank report titled An Unsustainable Life, the Impact of Heat on Health and the Economy of Bangladesh at a hotel in Dhaka. Besides, the Environment Advisor said that the rising temperature is no longer a theoretical issue but a lived reality for every citizen of Bangladesh. While temperature rise is a global phenomenon, its impact is far more severe in Bangladesh, putting public health and the economy at serious risk. She further said that recommendations must not remain confined to research papers, but should be turned into time-bound action plans. The Election Officers Conference 2025 will be held on 27 September with the participation of all officers, aiming to ensure the 13th National Parliament election is conducted in a free, fair and impartial manner. The Bangladesh Election Commission Officers Association is organizing the event at Election Commission Bhavan in the capital's Agarga. Convener of the association, Mohammad Munir Hossain, told reporters at a press conference today. On behalf of the association, he placed a 5-point set of recommendations, which include taking effective steps to form the Election Commission Service in line with the recommendations of the Election System Reform Commission by issuing the Election Commission Secretariat Ordinance 2025 at the earliest, assigning the Commission's own officers to conduct the upcoming national elections, approving the proposed honorarium that covers new posts, upgradation and necessary logistics, and repealing the National Identity Registration Act 2023, and entrusting the Election Commission with the responsibility of managing the national identity card process. Nahid Islam set to testify as final witness in crimes against humanity case against Hasina others tomorrow. Nahid Islam, convener of the National Citizen Party (NCP), is expected tomorrow, 17 September, to testify as the final witness in the crimes against humanity case against ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and others over alleged offences during 2024 July uprising. Nahid attended the International Crimes Tribunal to give his statement today. However, the testimony could not proceed because the cross-examination of the previous witness, Mahmudur Rahman, editor of the daily Amar Desh, was not completed. After the hearing, prosecutor Ghazi Monowar Hussain Tamim told journalists, because the cross-examination of editor Mahmudur Rahman has not been completed, Nahid Islam's statement is not being taken today. We hope the tribunal will take his statement tomorrow. Alongside Sheikh Hasina and other defendants in the case are former Home Minister Asaduzaman Khan Kamal and former Inspector General of Police Chaudhura Abdullah Al Mamun. The tribunal indicated that defendants on July 10th, at the time it granted former Police Chief Mamun's application to testify as a state witness. Hearings began on 3rd August and so far 46 witnesses have testified. Demanding 4 parliamentary seats in Bagherhat district be retained, leaders and activists of all party joint committee surrounded the district election office in Bagherhat today. Around 9:30 a.m., the organization members gathered in front of the district election officer's office with processions from different areas and later surrounded the main gate. Meanwhile, 2 writ petitions have been filed with the Supreme Court on behalf of the Bagherhat residents. Barrister Sheikh Mohammad Zakir Hussain, on behalf of Bagherhat Press Club and the District Bar Association, filed 1 writ petition, while Advocate Mohammad Akhtar Rasul filed another on behalf of former Chitalmari Upozela Chairman Mujibur Rahman Shamim. They also threatened to continue their movement until their demand is met. M.A. Salam, former president of Bagherhat BNP and co-convener of the committee, said, considering the interests of the Hindu community during Durga Puja and the interests of the business community, we have withdrawn this strike program. Viewers, taking a short break, stay with us.
Seamless and secured, elegant and eye-catching design. Indulge, relax, discover the first 5-star chain hotels in Bangladesh. Grand Palace Hotel Dhaka, 22 Kakrail, Dhaka, Bangladesh.
Welcome to Grand Club at Mirpur 10 Dhaka. Elegant spa and wellness facility for ladies and gents. Play pool and snooker in international standard billiard zone. World-class gym facility with exclusive equipment for man and woman. a restaurant of delicious local and international cuisine. Fully air-conditioned building with spacious banquet, car lift, sky view rooftop restaurant, all in one. Grand Club Limited, Mirpur 10, Dhaka.
কি এমন জিনিস যেটা সব লোকে খায়, ছোটরা খেলে পরে কেঁদে মায়ের কাছে যায়, বৃদ্ধ লোক খেলে পরে মাথায় দেয় হাত, যুবক যুবতীরা খেলে পরে এদিক ওদিক তাকায়।
ছেড়ে দে শয়তান, ছেড়ে দে, দেহ পেলে আমার মন পাবি না, ছেড়ে দে।
কোন ফলের বীজ নেই বলো দেখি দাদা, বলতে না পারলে হবে তুমি গাধা।
মন্দিরা চক্রবর্তী কার সাথে প্রেম করছে?
আমি এখন মা হতে চলেছে।
চিনেছি তো।
SATV News. Now news from abroad. The promise of never again has been broken, said the chair of United Nations Commission of Inquiry on Tuesday, following the release of a UN report that concluded Israel had committed genocide in Gaza and top officials including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had incited these acts. The ongoing genocide in Gaza is a moral outrage and a legal emergency, says Navi Pillai, the head of the Commission of Inquiry on the occupied Palestinian territory and a former International Criminal Court judge during a Geneva press briefing. The Commission's 72-page legal analysis is the strongest UN finding to date, but the body is independent and does not officially speak for the United Nations. The Commission also concluded that statements by Netanyahu and other officials are direct evidence of genocidal intent. The report also names Israeli President Isaac Herzog and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant.
For joining us at this press conference here in Geneva with the independent.
I wish they'll tell us where we went wrong on these facts.
Meanwhile, the Israeli ambassador to the United Nations categorically rejected the findings of a commission of inquiry that Israel has committed genocide in Gaza as the libelous rant. Ambassador Daniel called the report scandalous and fake, saying that it relied on misleading statistics, unfounded apocalyptic predictions based on weak data. And the UN report cites examples of the scale of the killings, aid blockages, forced displacement, and the destruction of a fertility clinic to back up its genocide finding, adding its voice to rights group and others who have reached the same conclusion. Israel, which accuses the Commission of having a political agenda against Israel and diverging from its mandate, declined to cooperate with it. US President Donald Trump said that Israel will not be striking Qatar again after last week's strike targeting Hamas leaders in Doha, infuriated the Gulf state and other US allies in the region. Asked in the Oval Office whether Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had given him any guarantees that Israel won't strike Qatar again, Trump said that he won't be hitting Qatar. He reiterates that Doha has been a very good ally and a lot of people don't know that. He further said that he expects Israel to continue trying to target Hamas elsewhere before pivoting to discuss a related issue.
But he won't be hitting Qatar, but he will be maybe going after another.
US Secretary of State Marco Rubio met Qatar's Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani on Tuesday, following his visit to Israel. On his way to Doha from Tel Aviv, Rubio called for Qatar to continue its role as a mediator between Israel and Hamas to reach a ceasefire in the Gaza war, saying there was a very short window of time in which a deal could happen. Qatar and the United States are on the verge of finalizing an enhanced defense cooperation agreement. Rubio said on Tuesday after Israel's attack on Hamas political leaders in Qatar last week, due widespread condemnation. A massive Russian attack on Ukraine's southeastern city of Zaporizhia killed one and injured 13 others on Tuesday. The regional governor Ivan Fedorov said that the strikes trigger a large number of fires. He also said the city sustained at least 10 strikes amid the attack, which targeted both homes and non-residential buildings. One person, a 41-year-old man, was killed in the attack. The 4-year-old child was under medical supervision, but her life was not in danger, added Fedorov. A 17-year-old person injured in the attack was also under medical supervision. Meanwhile, Ukraine's military said it struck Russia's SATV oil refinery in an overnight attack. Poland's State Protection Service has neutralized a drone operating over sensitive government locations, including Pakrovka Street and the Belwinder Palace, said Prime Minister Donald Tusk on X amid heightened regional tensions following recent airspace violations. 2 Belarusian citizens were detained in connections with the incident, and police are investigating the circumstances of the incident, Tusk added. On last Wednesday, Poland shot down Russian drones in the first known action of its kind by a member of the Western military alliance during Russia's war in Ukraine. Days later, Romania scrambled jets when a Russian drone breached its airspace. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro said on Monday that recent incidents between his country and the United States are on aggression by the US, not tensions between the two countries, and that there is no communication between the governments. The administration of US President Donald Trump has ratcheted up US military presence in the Southern Caribbean as part of what it says is a crackdown on drug smugglers. This month, a US military strike killed 11 people and sank a boat from Venezuela that the Trump administration claimed was transporting illegal narcotics. The US government is trying to justify the launch of a criminal attack on his country, Maduro said during a press conference attended by top military brass and other officials. This isn't tension. It is an aggression all down the line. It is a police aggression, a political aggression, a diplomatic aggression, and an ongoing aggression of military character, Maduro said. The communication with the government of the US are thrown away. They are thrown away by them with their threats of bombs, death, and blackmail, added Maduro. Earlier, Trump said the US military carried out a strike on an alleged Venezuelan drug cartel vessel heading to the United States, the second such strike carried out against a suspected drug boat in recent weeks. He said 3 men were killed in the strike, adding that it occurred in international waters. Trump provided no evidence for his assertions that the boat was carrying drugs. Now sports. Bangladesh will take on Afghanistan at Sheikh Zayed Stadium in Abu Dhabi today in a bid to keep their Asia Cup hopes alive. Bangladesh won their first group match against Hong Kong by 7 wickets but suffered a 6-wicket defeat to Sri Lanka in the previous game. 2 teams from this group will